The women in WWE are on fire and, dare I say, are running the company when it comes to interesting storylines and captivating characters. Welcome to another episode of the Glam Count Out, where we usually talk my top 10 wrestling favorites of the week. However, this episode is going to be slightly different because this isn't a top 10 list. This is simply an ode of respect to the women that currently make up the WWE roster. From Naomi and Rhea Ripley to Io Sky, Nia Jax, and Tiffany Stratton. From Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair to Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair. The women are absolutely dominating within the company right now. Truthfully, my favorite storyline throughout this entire year has been within the women's division. So in this episode of the Glam Count Out, we're not only going to recreate this glam, but we're going to break down exactly why the new era is the women's era. Let's get into it. As a warning, this video may end up a tad bit unhinged, chaotic, if you will, because I don't have a script, outline, anything prepared. I just was like, hey, let's do my makeup. Let's talk about the women and how absolutely amazing they have been over the last month. Probably longer, but for sure the last month. I feel like the women have absolutely been stealing the show. I am so sorry to the men. Step your game up. Step your game up right now because truthfully, I'm turning in for my girls. I am absolutely turning in to see what type of chaos, what type of story, where the women will go next, because every single week is something new. And I am truly loving that. And I'm gonna give a shout out, crazily enough, to creative. I don't know if we've gotten more diverse. I don't know if they've just heard us talking about how much more we want for the women or what. But whatever it is, thank you. So shouts to them for actually listening to us and letting the women do their thing, because we all knew this could have came from it, right? Now, to no one's surprise, I have to start this off by talking about the absolute best character within WWE right now, Naomi. And I will fight you about that. You cannot tell me any character is more interesting than her. She keeps the story interesting, and she has been since Elimination Chamber. Now, I did love how Jade came back and attacked her while she was in the all white. And while it was a Cowboy Carter inspired gear, Naomi being in white to depict innocence as opposed to Jade being in black, which is usually evil. I loved it. I think that return was creative, and it launched Naomi into a reinvented character that we have not seen the likes of within WWE. We just have not. Oh, by the way, we're going to recreate this look. So cross your fingers that I can somehow pull this off. But we pulled off crazier things. So why not, right? Because I struggle to get a wing done, we're going to use this little tool to map out the wing or the line of the liner to get it as straight as possible. So I'm going to try to keep talking while I do this. But if I can't, I'll just make sure I include clips of that, speed it up so that y'all see what I did. Okay, cool. Back to my girl Naomi though. I have absolutely 100% bought into the character that she's putting on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to speed this up. Sorry, y'all. Now that we've got that done, I think Naomi really surprised all of us when she cashed in when she did. I only know one person who full on kind of sort of predicted a cash in there. But that cash in to me kind of solidified Naomi's stardom. It solidified her ascension to the top because she cashed in on two of the top stars on the A show, Raw. Only the second evolution that we've ever been able to get from them. And to me, That's money. And 100% yes, I think that Naomi has woken up Raw's women's division. We've all been complaining for quite a while about how we don't really feel like they're letting the women do enough. We don't really feel like we're seeing the women the way we would like to see them. With Naomi on Raw, we're seeing that opportunity for new stories. We're seeing that opportunity for absolute madness that Raw didn't have since Rhea right before WrestleMania. And truly, I am living for it. I would like to, of course, see her in more matches, but like obviously, we're building towards SummerSlam. I can't really ask her to defend her title when she's about to have to defend her title against, again, two of the top women stars in Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. It's just, come on now, it's just not smart. But I definitely think that Naomi's move was smart for Raw. Probably not so smart for SmackDown, and we'll get to that in just a second. I feel like I should have like lifted these a little bit more, y'all. And it's cool because we can always just go in later and cut that. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna keep going. In all honesty, I'm just so excited to see Naomi getting this type of character run, this type of character build, because a lot of us have been waiting on that since she got back. We've been begging and pleading and asking for her to do something. And it seems, like I said, that they finally heard us and they said, okay, if that's what you want, that's what we'll give you. That's what causes me to be so excited about this SummerSlam match. One thing about Rhea and Io, they will give you a good match no matter what. But now we have the wild card in Naomi showing up as well, and you really don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to happen. Now, a lot of people are predicting that there's the possibility that Naomi could end up having help soon. If you follow me on any of my other social platforms, you know, I've been quite against the idea of someone being like either the mastermind behind Naomi or helping her out, because I very much enjoy the fact that this is all hers right now. Like, there's no one who can take this from her. She is her own leader. She's not just following behind someone. She's doing all of this solo dolo. And so I've been very, very against like, oh, Bianca being the mastermind, or oh, someone else, Naomi's working for someone else. Like, no, 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 no. I want that for Nay. Does that make sense? Now, whether that's what ends up happening, I genuinely don't know. Some people are saying there might be, I don't want to call it a sidekick, but like maybe Naomi does have a sidekick, and that's how she was able to attack Jade the first time, or that's how she's going to be able to win her match against Rhea and Io. I don't know. But like I said, like there is nothing about what they're doing with Naomi that does not have me clocked in. I 100% love it. It very much feels like something we've never seen within this company. And so my hope is just to see just how far they can go with it. I'm hoping for a very long title reign. I am hoping for amazingness, because if Naomi is able to retain at SummerSlam, Stephanie Bakura is waiting for her at Clash in Paris. And that's going to lead me right into Stephanie, because I have questions as to why Stephanie is not on the SummerSlam card. But I'm really, really looking forward to seeing these two in a matchup. And I'm hoping that having Naomi go against the likes of both Stephanie and Rhea and Io will finally get people to shut up about what Naomi can and can't do within the ring. Y'all, this looks crazy. I don't know if I'm going to pull this one off, man. I don't know if I got enough in my tank to pull this one off. I'm really questioning it, which is why we're just finishing this eye for me to move on to this one later if I feel like, okay, I can do this, you know? Think I like it enough to finish up, but I'm really not confident in this one, so y'all have to let me know if I should have just stopped here. Over the last few weeks, Stephanie has been feuding with the Secret Harvest Something Fierce. Now, they did start with her And then she came out, saved Nikki Bella from them, went over to SmackDown, fought them, and then they came out during her match with Io again. Now, I was about 90% sure this was going to lead to a match at SummerSlam with Stephanie Vicker, Nikki Bella, and a returning Brie Bella versus Chelsea Green and the Secret Harvest. So imagine my surprise when the SummerSlam cards drop and there's no Stephanie on there. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still time. We can still add the match in. There's plenty of time to get that done. I just don't know if I see them doing it. I've been enjoying Stephanie for a while. I think she's absolutely amazing within the ring. And there is only a matter of time before Stephanie has go. Like, let's just be so serious. Whether it's main card, mid card, no matter what, Stephanie is a star and she is the future of the women's division. I say all that to say I am truly, genuinely surprised that she's not going to be at SummerSlam. I just knew her and Nikki would either take on the Secret Harvest in a tag team match or the Secret Harvest and Chelsea Green, and that would be how we got Brie Bella to return. But it just does not seem like that's what we're going for right now. Now, there's a lot of rumors as to why Brie hasn't returned, and nothing that I will be getting into because I don't know that lady business. Plain and simple. I don't know that lady business. I don't know if she even wants to return. So I don't want to talk about something I don't know. What I can say is that I would myself enjoy a Brie Bella return and even a Nikki and Brie run with the tag titles. I think it's only right to let them run with them at least once before they're both hanging it up for good. Now, of course, I'm not saying I want them to just come straight in, get the titles off of anyone and just go on about their business. Like, no, I would like for these two to work for it. I want to see, and I say the same thing about Roman. I want to see them in qualifiers. I want to see them in gauntlets. I want to see them earning their number one contender spot, having a lengthy feud with the then current champions, then getting their belt, having a nice run, and then they can either retire or keep wrestling, whichever feels better for them. I'm not sure how likely that hope is, but it is a really, 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 really big hope of mine that is what will end up happening at some point. So, Brie, if by some chance you end up seeing this, come home. We're going to turn my head this way because this eye don't look as good as this eye. And I'm going to just be real with y'all right now. Speaking of the women's tag division, have I told y'all how much I love Charlexa right now? So the rumor is that this team, this pairing came about because of Liv Morgan's injury. Originally, Evolution was supposed to see Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair in a match as opposed to them being teams. But because of Liv Morgan's injury and the rewrite that happened to Evolution, they ended up pairing Charlotte and Liv together as a team as opposed to the one-on-one singles match. And truthfully, I think this was the absolute best decision they could have made for both of them. With Alexa returning after so long, nobody understands that probably more than Charlotte Flair. Charlotte just returned from injury. Alexa just returned. Actually, they both returned on the same night. And so I think that this is a perfect team to get both of them back into the swing of things, get both of their feet wet, and get them into a very important scene, which is the tag title scene. Get not only some more prestige building there. We all know that they've been trying to build up the tag division for the last year, which is why we saw Jade and Bianca in this division. And I do think it helped, but I think it could have gone a lot better, a lot smoother than what it did. A lot of people kind of don't see the importance of the tag titles for the women. They don't think it's necessarily needed. And I 1000% will forever disagree with that. There's so many great women on the roster that it's important to give all of them something to chase after. It's important that their stories aren't just catty feuds over who wore it better, you know, like, or men, especially men. So giving them more titles and more opportunity for screen time and PLE matches is exactly what Evolution was about. It was about giving the women their platform so that they can be seen just like the men do. Truthfully, Charlexa is one of my favorite things about the SmackDown division, or at least the SmackDown's women division so far, because they just look like they're having fun. Like, Charlotte doesn't have to be as serious. Her and Alexa are just like joking around and talking crazy to each other, and it's just fun. Okay, it's just something fun, it's something lighthearted, and it's getting Charlotte to be able to do what she wanted to do, which was be a face, connect with the crowd, show the crowd that she actually is very appreciative of us, of our support, of them being in her corner. It was very clear during Charlotte's first night back after Rumble, Charlotte was meant to come back as a face. She really wanted to be a face. She really wanted to share and actually open up to us a little bit more with who Ashley really is. And she wasn't able to because of the reception she got. Now, that's neither her fault. That's not really anyone's fault. The fans will feel how the fans feel. But I'm so glad that she's getting this opportunity to show people that she's more than just some stoic title chasing number one top girl type of thing. Which I'm still confused why they thought she would be a face when they had her coming back saying she was the top girl, she was the best, she was it, da 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 da. Like, no, baby, that gave heel. If you didn't read the article she wrote, I'll link it somewhere, but make sure you go check that out because it was so beautifully written. And I feel like it was 100% relatable. If you cannot relate to the way she feels with, like, I'm not Charlotte Flair, and but yet I have to show up as her every single day. I'm putting a face on to show up as this person you expect me to be. 1000% go read it. Go read it. It is probably one of my favorite reads on a personal level this year. I watched the video of her on Instagram where she was saying how shocked she was at the response she got in Atlanta at Evolution and the "We Want Charlotte" chants, and how behind her the crowd was, because she's never really gotten that before. And she hasn't. And that has to be such an amazing feeling to finally feel like the fans actually do care about you after so long of feeling like they hate you, or because of this, that, and the third, they just don't want to connect with you. Like, Charlotte Flair previously has in fact been an unrelatable character. Ashley is not. She's just like you and me, and I'm so glad she gets to just pull out a little bit of Ashley from herself every now and then. While we're on the topic of SmackDown, we have to talk about how a teeny tiny bit Naomi's cash-in has made me lose a little bit of excitement for Jade versus Tiffany at SummerSlam. Because the thing is, I was so excited for that match because I expected that to be the conclusion of Jade versus Naomi. I expected Naomi to get her revenge in that moment. I expected Naomi to cash in on two of the people who she felt like had stood in her way for so long over the last year. When Naomi was fighting Nia, Tiffany was always in Nia's corner, helping Nia retain. And even the time Naomi came the absolute closest to beating Nia, it was Tiffany who cost her that. So for me, I really felt like SummerSlam was going to be the place for Naomi to cash in, for Naomi to get her get back on both Jade and Tiffany. And, well, clearly that's not happening anymore. I am excited for the match, but I don't know which way it'll go. I really did enjoy the vignettes that the two of them did backstage like a week ago. And I didn't watch SmackDown this past Friday because I was out. So if I say something that happened, just let me know and I'll go watch it. But I'm just waiting on that face-to-face meet that the two of them have to have. I know that after the incident with Charlotte leading to Mania, a lot of people, I hate to say this, but a lot of people haven't really been looking forward to see what Tiffany will say. But if she's going to be the champion that they're building her to be, I need to hear her promo work. I need to constantly hear her speak. But don't misunderstand me with that. Tiffany has been an amazing champion. She's had matches with Nia, Trish Stratus, Charlotte Flair, and she is just knocking opponents down one by one. Regardless of how you feel about her character, her promo work, anything, you have to admit that Tiffany is doing exactly what she needs to do to be the type of champion that she said she wanted to be. I will admit that I have very high hopes for their match, which I know to some people is going to sound completely nuts, but I think that these two can for sure pull it off. Like, again, regardless of how you feel about either one of them, they have some great in-ring moments. So I'm hoping we use this match as a let's shut everybody up and let's shut the haters down type of moment. You know, like I really want to see it. But again, going back to the whole point of this video, these women are still very important to the card. Like no matter what, no matter which way you look at it, these two women have for sure solidified their place in reasons why the women's roster in WWE is as amazing as it is. Like you cannot take that away from a single woman on this roster right now. Again, no matter what, I'm really expecting both Jade and Tiffany to bring it and hopefully put the naysayers to shame and show them exactly who they are. But I guess we'll just have to see. Now, going back a bit, I do want to touch on the women's tag team division before I wrap it up by talking about two of our favorites who are not currently wrestling, but we all hope to see them back in the ring at some point soon, which is Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. I have been somewhat surprised by how much I'm liking Raquel and Roxanne as a tag team. I love that Roxanne keeps gagging me by mimicking certain things that Liv did to show like we don't need this person anymore, even though the rest of the team, and by the rest of the team, I just mean Raquel and Dom, don't realize like we're not letting her come back. That whenever Liv Morgan gets back and sees what has happened, I'm going to eat that up. I am for sure going to. It doesn't look as bad head on, but like I don't like this eye, y'all. I'm gonna just be 100% real. I don't like it. I think they've been doing an amazing job as tag team champions. And if it wasn't for the fact that they were fighting Charlotte and Alexa at SummerSlam, I really would like to see them continue. Unfortunately for them, they're fighting my current favorite women's tag team. So like, I need those titles, babes. And though we're not seeing this team, I do think that they contribute to the women running WWE conversation, and that is the Dungeon Dolls. We've seen Maxine and Natty backstage. We've seen them pop out at NXT. We saw them in the Battle Royal at Evolution 2. But the thing is everyone is anxiously waiting to see those two in tag team matches. Like, I want to see those two in a feud for the women's tag teams title so badly. And honestly, let's turn them heel. I know that's so crazy because like we don't know if they're heel, face, whatever. Let's make them heel because Maxine is a rookie, for lack of terms, because she hasn't really gotten to do much in ring, correct? Maxine is a rookie who can feel like no one but Natty sees her full potential. No one wanted to give her the shot that she so rightfully deserved. Whereas Natalya is currently going by the low-key legend over on the indie. She is showing a whole side of Natalya that a lot of people did not know existed, not self-included, because I've been knew Natty was that girl. Talk to somebody else. But Natty can feel like she's consistently overlooked. While she may call herself Boat at one point, nobody acts like she is. Nobody gives her the respect that she's earned for being with the company for as long as she has. No one's given her the respect that she deserves. No one's given her that, I don't know, she's a vet. She deserves a little bit more respect, you know? So I just think it would be so nice to see them just kind of start staging attacks against the women's tag team rosters. Just start popping up any and everywhere and challenging everyone and beating their asses as they work their way to whoever will be the women's tag team champions at that point. Again, this is a group that I feel like a lot of fans are very interested in seeing, and they just aren't being given the opportunity yet. I am hoping that that's all about to change, but you never know. The Dungeon Dolls are already collecting fans, and we haven't really seen much of them. So to me, that gives me every reason to say, like, yes, the women are in fact running this company, because even though we barely see them, that's who we're talking about every time we notice they're not involved. Now, I do have to touch on two people very briefly, because their absence is very, very much being felt. And that is Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, who are both out injured. And from the looks of it, might not be back anytime soon. But whenever they do get back, both of these women have ready-made stories for them to jump right back into the swing of things. As mentioned with Liv Morgan, she has Miss Roxanne Perez, who she is probably anxiously waiting to touch, watching her hold her goal, touch her man, and hug her best friend. Her tag team partner, the woman she has won not one or two, but 4 tag team titles with. Yeah, Liv's gonna be pissed. And not for nothing, she was building her way up to trying to get a rematch again for that Women's World Championship. She lost it back in January to Rhea and never got a rematch. And she was aiming for one right when she got injured in her match with Kairi Sane. If you think Miss Liv Morgan is going to let any of that slide, you don't know Liv the way I do. So I am very anxious to see yet another Liv Morgan revenge tour whenever she returns. As for my fave, Bianca Belair, well, she has 2 stories that she could jump right into depending on who she wants to start with. She could head over to Raw and talk to Naomi, because her and Naomi were not on the best of terms before B left. Naomi even threatened to put Bianca in a matching wheelchair just like her mother. That still eats, y'all. I'm so sorry. Or Bianca can head over to SmackDown and talk to her former tag team partner, Jade Cargill, who may or may not be women's champion by then, and ask Jade what was up with those shady looks Jade was giving her throughout this feud with Naomi. Every time Bianca was around, Jade looked at Bianca as if she didn't trust her, as if Bianca knew exactly what Naomi was planning. And while we don't know whether Bianca was involved or not, y'all know I hope she wasn't. I don't think it's going to be long before we find out. Now, there are so many other stories that I could get into with the women that continue to solidify what I say when I say the women are running the company right now. In NXT, you have the likes of Zarya, Sol Ruka, Lash Legend. Lash Legend has such an amazing performance in the Battle Royal that I know for a fact she has to be getting called up soon, right? Jordan Grace, JC Jane, Blake Monroe. The women in WWE are absolutely top tier, stellar. We want to see them. We want to see them. We're involved in their stories. And honestly, I don't think I've ever seen the women run the company the way they are right now. All right, we're going to do our lip combo, do something to our hair, and then we'll be right back to wrap this up. So here's our final look. How do y'all think I ended up doing? The whole purpose of this video was just to remind y'all that this is exactly what the evolution was about. It is about the women getting their screen time. It is about the women having interesting storylines. It is about the women going outside and putting on a 5-star match week after week after week. The women of today are doing exactly what the women of the past would want them to do. So let me know down below, who's capturing your eye right now? And what are you hoping to see for SummerSlam this coming up week? Speaking of SummerSlam, my SummerSlam predictions video will be going live this Wednesday. So make sure you're tapped in, because you know we have to break down every match and how I'm feeling about it. If you enjoyed this video and if you're enjoying this series, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave me a comment down below on what you would like to see next on my channel. Until next time, bye guys.